areas in society, we're actually not picking up on a lot of our students with that come from different cultural backgrounds, because we're not considering cultural giftedness, and I think we're not also looking at low socioeconomic areas for developing giftedness as well. So I think there's I think that we certainly need an initial teacher education to widen the eyes of beginner teachers as far as looking for the potential for giftedness in all their students. Yeah.
Wow, that's very important to know this. Yeah. Okay, so now we just talk about your personal information and also your experience with giftedness. Now I would like to move on to your learning experience. Like, please tell me something about your learning experience, during maybe the last year.
Learning experience. You mean at school or when I was doing my PhD?
Like
which one?
Any learning experience happened last year. Yeah.
With my gifted students.
Yeah. Any experience, like just general one.
Just general teaching experience. Yeah.
Learning experience. Yeah.
Okay, so in the last year, I was not working full-time. I was finishing off my PhD and writing up a lot. And so last year I did that, and I did relief teaching. So it was mostly jump in, jump out of different classes. So I don't consider that proper teaching because I was just relief teaching, and it was all set up for me then. But this year I've been teaching full time, like I said, and so I've been developing programs of learning. I've been fixing a few issues that arose because I taught at the school before I went off to do my PhD. Okay. So I've gone back to the school now, and I've found that there have been a number of issues that have arisen while I haven't been there, as far as the person that took over from me was a little bit hands off, shall we say, and there have been some issues that have arisen with students now that have difficulties with their learning program because issues perhaps weren't dealt with as well or as skillfully as they should have been dealt with, as far as them having a crisis of confidence in their learning and dropping out of papers when they've been accelerated in other courses. So I've been busy trying to connect with some of these students and get their learning pathways back on track so that they'll be okay to go to university at the end of their schooling. And then I've been sorting out some other issues with primary and intermediate schools that have arisen as well, as far as them not knowing what to do with their gifted students, and so on occasion trying to use the secondary school to plug gaps in programs that they should have running at the primary and intermediate schools. So it's been an interesting time, and that's what really cemented my understanding that a lot of teachers and senior managers at school have no idea on how to cater for gifted students within certain schools. Not all schools in New Zealand, but within certain schools there's a real lack of understanding about the need to have a gifted program running at the school that will cater for the top 10% of the students that are at that school. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not only learning, but you're also applying what you learned into this.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to help within my local area. I'm trying to help other schools set up programs as well that will help the students as they come through to our secondary school. Okay. So, yeah.
So I'm just wondering, during your learning, what course now you still remember best?
Sorry, what was that?
During your learning experience, any course do you now stick in your memory?
That I did a course.
Yeah, you learn from this course.
Both of my masters, which was the gifted and talented education. So my master's course, I had some wonderful lecturers, and so I learned a lot from one lady in particular about how to recognise students and actually do individual education plans for them. So I've been applying that, and that's been